Hello.
Hello.
And welcome back to episode 2 of Baby Bat Basics. I swear we're not going to do that every single video in this series.
Probably will.
We most likely will.
So last week I showed you how I put together this look, and this week Conor's going to show you how he did this look.
Yes, for some strange reason people are interested in how I put together this mess here. So today I'm going to be going into detail in how I put together my usual basic makeup look, which unfortunately means that Lynn won't be joining us for the rest of this video. So, see you on the other side.
Bye.
Wow, okay, didn't need to see myself like this. But also, look, I'm in the big chair. I'm in the big chair. Man, I could
have a chair.
I have a chair. So as we said, I'm going to be taking you through my basic makeup tutorial, sort of like my base makeup that I put on. And then at the end, I can show you some other things you can do to complicate it or just add to it to make it a bit more sort of advanced. Also, I'm aware this video is probably titled something like Men's Goth Makeup Tutorial, Makeup for Goth Guys, or something along those lines. Obviously, makeup is genderless. Anyone can wear any makeup style. There's nothing stopping you. You should try out different things. But we just named it this way for discoverability. So, first thing is, your face is ready, clean, good to go. You can use a primer before you want to put anything on your face. I have used the NYX primer, the pore filler primer. I think I've used an Urban Decay primer before, and honestly I haven't found one that really works for me, or to the point one that works for me more so than just moisturizing my face with a good moisturizer beforehand. I found it has the same effect, especially pore wise and stuff. Obviously for longer wear and stuff you might want to have a primer underneath it, or if you're going for like brighter colors and stuff you might want to have a primer underneath it. Also, disclaimer, I am terrible at makeup. Most of the stuff I do is probably going to be wrong, but this is what I do, this is how I do it, and if you like how my makeup looks, then hopefully this helps you. So the first thing I actually do is eyeliner, because I find if I don't put my pencil eyeliner on first, I have to pull my eye down and do a lot of stuff, and I end up having to redo my foundation over that. So just to save myself time, I like to put my eyeliner first. The pencil eyeliner that I use is the Rimmel Soft Kohl pencil. It's not fantastic, but it's good enough, and it has worked for me better than other eye pencils I've tried. If anyone has recommendations for good black eyeliner pencils, then I would love to hear that in the comment section down below. Basically, I pull my lid down, I take the pencil and I just run it all along my waterline at first. And at the end here, I never really know what to do. As your waterline kind of disappears into your eye, I kind of just overfill it, and then I can go over it with my finger if I feel like I've gone too heavy. So I'm layering this up just to make it a bit darker, because it does go on a little grey. That is not too bad for the first eye, and then I will actually usually then go over the underneath, sort of in my lash line, to blend it down a bit more. Also, I deeply apologize for you all having to look at my face in such detail without makeup, but you clicked on the video, so okay, that looks good. It's sort of deep enough in my lashes that I am comfortable going ahead. I might just fill in this corner a bit more. And then do the same thing with the other eye. Okay, they do not look too bad. They are not too different. This one needs to be filled in a bit more here. Also, how far down you sort of colour in your eyeliner depends on how dramatic you want your makeup look to be. I am going to go over this with eyeshadow later to sort of make it a bit more dramatic. So I'm happy with this for the time being. Also, yes, I am extremely shaky. I know that. I'm sorry. Next step is I put on foundation. I know some people do eyeshadow and stuff first to avoid fallout and then put their foundation on afterwards. That is a fantastic idea. I can just never get it to work for me. The foundation that I use, the Carter Beauty HD Full Measure Foundation. The shade I use is Marshmallow. I use this because one, I like the coverage on it, and two, it is just pale enough that I like it, but it's not so pale that I am like sheet white. I personally don't go for that really white, clown white look when I'm doing makeup looks. If you do want to go for a very dramatic, like clown white goth look, then I can recommend checking out Illamasqua foundation. They do a pure white foundation, the actual clown white, which you could use as a base. So basically I take this foundation, take a clean beauty blender, which is a struggle most of the time finding a clean beauty blender. I put a bit of foundation on and then basically just go to town on my face. So if you notice that while I was doing that, I actually ran my foundation down my neck a little bit as well. That's just to kind of blend the tone so that it's not so drastic between my neck and my face. I am going to be blacking out my neck. I usually black out my neck for all makeup looks, but in case you're going for a look where you don't want the blackout floating head effect, then just taking your beauty blender and sort of lightly dusting your neck makes it a little less dramatic between your face and your neck's skin tone. Also, I will say your ears are part of your face. If your hair does not cover your ears, you should probably foundation your ears. I have made the mistake before of not foundationing my ears when I had shorter hair, and I have seen pictures of me at clubs where my face is really white, glowy, dewy, and my ears are just roaring red. They are just so red, they look photoshopped onto my body. Normally I would take out my earrings when I am doing this to avoid foundation getting on them, but I'm going to be changing earrings anyway, so it doesn't bother me that much, and I do need to clean these. So sorry that you have to look at my foundation-y earrings for the duration of this video. So next step for me now is eyebrows. If you don't have eyebrows and you're going to be drawing your eyebrows on, I'm very sorry. I can't help you. I've never been brave enough to shave off my eyebrows as much as I badly want to. So usually what I do is just go over my existing eyebrows, and I like to kind of extend them out a little bit. There are pomades and different things that you can get for doing eyebrows. I literally just use black eyeshadow. So I take a little bit of black eyeshadow on a angled brush and make sure that I tap it a few times before it comes to my face. I even blow on it to double check just to make sure I don't get any fallout on my foundation, and I literally just follow my eyebrow sort of natural shape and fill them in and then extend them at the end. The reason I use the angled brush is because it actually helps me doing the tail ends of my eyebrows. So like I said, I just follow the shape of my natural eyebrows and just fill them in. That is eyebrows done. Next up, I do my eyeshadow. So we're only going to be doing one color today, the black look. If you want to add other colors later, what I would suggest is putting down that layer first and then going over it with a black. But the basics of this will apply to pretty much sort of any color you want to do. If anyone is curious, the black I am using throughout this video is the black from the Ozzy Osbourne Bat palette, the one that we did a video on. So basically I'm taking a packing brush and then I'm going to layer in the black around my eye and just sort of follow the shape of my eyelid. No fallout. That's actually impressive. Finding the right shape of eyeshadow for your eye is really something that you kind of have to do yourself. I have genuinely found that just following sort of my eye socket shape around is what works best for me. Don't worry about your lines being sort of shaky or uneven like this here, because we're going for sort of a messy blended look anyway. You can fix those afterwards. Now that I have both of my eyes coloured with eyeshadow, what I'm going to do is take a clean brush and blend around the edges of it to give it that like smoky kind of look. So I'm going to be taking this brush and just running around the edge, sort of going towards the eyeshadow, bringing it in the direction I want the blend to go. So you see how that sort of evens out the lines that we had earlier. I've come out a bit too far on this eye. I'm just going to match it up by blending the eyeshadow out on this side. And then usually when I do this, I will go back in and repack the inside, the non-blended part, because you can kind of take away from the deepness of the colour when you are blending. Now, how high you want your makeup, sort of the smokiness of it to look, is entirely up to you. Basically, if you go around the edge again with your packing brush, like this, you can then blend that edge out again. I want to go a bit bigger because I have really hooded eyes and it sort of just hides everything I do. So I'm just going to blend again going in the direction that I want the blend to be. We're getting kind of panda eyes here, which I don't hate. I find it kind of endearing. Blend is done. We have achieved smoky, gothy darkness. The next steps, whatever order you do them in, are sort of optional. What I like to do next is paint my neck. I prefer to do my lipstick last because it's sort of the thing that starts to annoy me the most straight away. So if anyone wants to know how I black out my neck, Snazaroo black face paint. That is what I use to black out my neck. What you do is slightly wet your brush and then mix it into the Snazaroo. You don't put water into the Snazaroo, otherwise it will get way too watery and you won't be able to get an even finish. You just make sure your brush is a little bit wet and then dip it into it and you're good to go. It will be easier if I do this without jewellery, so one sec. You don't want to soak your brush either, you just want it to be sort of a little bit wet. The drier your brush is, the darker the Snazaroo will be. So I follow along the line of my jaw. I start right behind my ear and then just bring it over. Follow my jaw to my chin and then do the same thing on the other side. Now, once I've gotten that shape on, I just fill my whole neck around. So now, as you can see, my neck is done. A question I've been asked before is how far around do you paint your neck? How far around do you go? If you've got really long hair, I wouldn't worry about going like too far past your ears. When I had long hair, I used to literally stop right there and my hair covered it, so it didn't matter. If I'm doing videos at home and I've got short hair, this is generally where I will stop, just to make it easier for myself to clean up and because I'm using less of the product. If I'm going outside, I literally paint a ring around my entire head. So now that my neck is done, it's time to move on to lipstick. The lipstick that I'm using is actually the Coven Killstar lipstick, the Void one. It doesn't seem to be on their website anymore. NYX used to do a fantastic one that for some reason it seems like they no longer do. This is just the one that was most convenient, lasted as long for me while not being overly expensive. But any black liquid lipstick should work for following along here. Now if you want to go for a standard lipstick look, just following along the edges of your lips, I would recommend using a lip liner. I have used an eyeliner in the past for that, literally just to draw out the shape and then fill it in. If you want to go for a messier look like some of my makeup looks, I literally put it on and then will use a brush to blend it out like I did with my eyeshadow. I just take the lipstick, line the inside of my lips and then spread it around so that I have an even coat, and then I'm going to use a brush to sort of blend to the edges of my lips and follow my lip line. So, not my absolute best work. Lipstick is my weakest characteristic when it comes to makeup, so this is what we have to deal with. So, this is the base look of my makeup. I could stop here. I would be perfectly happy with how this looks. Eyeshadow's done, eyeliner's done, eyebrows, lips, neck. Perfect. But if you want to go into some of the more advanced things that I do to make my makeup a bit different from time to time when I do it, then stick around. The first one being that sometimes I like to line the inside of my eyes. So I like to take a really small brush like this one here, a really small angled brush, and I always mess this up when I do it. So it's guaranteed to not be perfect for this either. But I just dab a bit of lipstick onto the brush. Make sure that the lipstick you are using for this is eye safe before you do anything like this. And I just take the brush and press it against the inner corner of my eye. And then the underneath inner corner of my eye like this. And I just drag towards the inside of my nose, I guess. As you can see here. Not perfect. You can actually use a liquid eyeliner for this, like this, but with my hands and my shakiness, it never works out. You can drag this obviously as far as you want to. I like to keep it sort of this length. And now I'm just bringing this sort of excess liner into my waterline. Always one thicker than the other. So that's number one, and then I'll usually blend in here to make it less jarring, the difference in blackness. And the same with the underneath of the eye. Just using the same blending brush that I had for the upper part of the eyeshadow earlier. And dragging it all along my waterline. So as you can see, it gives that kind of cat eye look with the makeup. The next thing I'll do is my lines I like to drag down my face. So for this one, what I actually do is I'll take an excess bit of eyeshadow, stick it here on my eye and twist so that I know I have enough eyeshadow here to do this. And then I literally take my fingers and drag. One always sharper than the other. It's no problem because I usually then take a brush with some lipstick or a black eyeshadow on it and sort of drag it along to go with it. And then you can take your blending brush and just sort of blend that out and down. Now, we're pretty much done with most of the makeup looks that I would do at this point. Obviously not adding in any colour. I like to draw on my face then. So I will take a liquid eyeliner that I should have been using for all this stuff, but I just don't. And then I will usually draw on something here, more often than not across, because you know, I love me some Jesus. Now, usually I do also then add, I'll do some lines down here, lines up here, but I think for the sake of this tutorial, this will be the only one that I add. You kind of just have to get used to using one of these. I use a really fine one to get thin lines. I will still mess it up and do blotchy lines all the time. You just kind of have to be confident and take it and draw. So let me fix myself before we come to the end of the video, because I don't want to look like this. So that is the end of the video. I hope that helps you guys out. Obviously there is more you can do with this sort of look. I know there's definitely people screaming in the comment section about the fact that I didn't do any contouring. Contouring is a very popular like stylistic trait of this look. I never do it. It never works out for me. I do badly need it because I have no distinguishable facial features. I am literally just a potato, but it just never works out for me, so it doesn't feel right to show people kind of how to do that. If you want to look at Lynn's tutorial, I'm sure she goes into detail about how to get an even contour along your jawline. You can do more with your lips. Like I said, you can go for the pointy lips style that was popular in the 80s. You can do two different colors. If you layer a red and then line it with a black, it's a really cool look. You can also extend your lipstick down into designs. I've done before drips and different sort of like crosses and things like that, but this is just sort of the basic tutorial for this kind of makeup, the base makeup, as I said, for most of my looks, and then just sort of detailing and how I do it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it helps you out to experiment and have more fun with makeup. And I'm gonna bring Lynn back in for the actual intro because it feels weird doing it by myself on my own. But thank you for watching, and as I said, I hope this helps. Reunited at last.
Never leave again.
It was agony being away from you, dear. So, hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. Hope you like the finished look. Please do comment down below what other kind of videos you would like to see in this series. And until next time, see you in your nightmares.